Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about density graphs and sinking and floating. This goes with Objective 9 in Unit 1. Let's get out our Cornell paper. Okay, so here we are. Make sure you put your name, class period, and date right here, and our topic is Objective 9, Graphs of Density, and our essential question is how can I use a graph of M versus V to compare densities? So let's talk about that. What is this graph going to look like? First off, when it says M versus V, that's telling you the Y first and the X second. So we're going to have M here and V here, just like we did in the lab. And there's going to be some line here. And what is special about this line is that its slope is the density of the line. So to see where that comes from, let's do that really fast. In math class, to find the slope, you do rise over run. Rise is this way, so that's M. Run is right here, so that's V. And when you do mass divided by volume, you get the density of an object. So this is important because we can use that information to compare some densities. So let's say we have a graph. We'll make this one green here, of M versus V, and we have two lines on it, A and B. Now if we want to talk about the densities of these, we can. The density of A, since A is steeper, that means A is more dense. Since B is less steep, B is less dense. So the density can be found by looking at the steepness of the slope. Steeper equals denser is the key here. Steeper equals denser. Now remember, steep is like on a mountain, so the higher up the line goes, then that is the more dense that it is. The other thing that we might talk about, which I'll look at on the next page of Cornell paper, there we go. The other thing we can talk about with these is whether or not something sinks or floats. And let's say that we're talking about water. Well, the line for water is going to have a slope of 1 gram per milliliter. That would be water. And if I want to know if something sinks or floats, I immediately have to look at where the line is. So maybe I have one here and one here. If it is more steep, that means it's more dense. More steep is more dense. And something that is more dense will sink. And so I can tell by looking at the line, if it is more steep, it's more dense, that means it will sink. So A will sink. If it is less steep, that means it is less dense. That means it will float. And that would be B. Now that's kind of counterintuitive. I mean, maybe you think that looks like a picture and A is above the water and B is below the water, but we're talking about the steepness, not the position in the graph. So steep, more dense, sinks, less steep, less dense, floats. If you have any other questions about this, make sure you ask your teacher. Thanks for watching.